This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so we're finishing up chapter 9 in Shar Avodas Elokim, Parak Tet. We're on Safari. It's 3:9, paragraph 20, and it's page 334 in the little one. Okay, so we discussed that we have these shoarim, right? We have these gatekeepers. V'nei habari barach tziva shoarim v'hanegidim v'hapikidim v'havadim v'hayoatzim v'hamishartim v'hamishamshim. Right? Hashem commanded our yetzer haras, right? Our inclinations, right? All of these parts of us that serve us. He commanded them lishmo lecha, to listen to you, v'la'amod lemitzvascha, and to follow your lead, meaning that you, the person, you are in control. No one else is responsible for any of the things we do, the decisions we make, besides ourselves. It wasn't this self-determinism. It wasn't my environment that forced me to make these decisions. It wasn't my nature. It wasn't my nurture. It was you, right? And all of this, I'm a victim of A, B, C, or D. We don't go with that. It's all up to us. La'amod l'mitzvotcha, and to follow your commands, ad kates yadua, right? Until the time when that time period comes to. Ela binyanim hamyuchadim ba'adam lahem, right? Besides some extraordinary times that there might be where we don't have, where our free will is taken away from us, but for the most part, right, the standard is responsibility, and they need to listen to us. Right, from the time that they joined up with you. Right, the exceptions, right, would be during the time of when we're forced into something, or where there is a gezerah, some sort of a decree, and that point, right, it's not our bechira, it's not our free will that's at play. But besides those extraordinary situations, right, the ball is in our court, and we take full responsibility. The Vilna Gaon has a beautiful, beautiful piece on a beautiful explanation on Megillat Esther and the whole story of Esther. And he explains, besides the actual story that happened with Achashverosh and Mordechai and Esther, on another level, it also relates to the whole God dealing with the world. And he said Achashverosh is the guf, is the body. And the big party that he threw, that was Olam Hazeh. Right? And when it says Hamelech, we know in Megillat Esther, not Hamelech Achashverosh, not King Achashverosh, but just Hamelech, then that's a reference to God. So by the party, it says there, Hikain Siva Hamelech, the king had commanded, I'll call Beso, or call on all those who are in charge of his house, Lasot Kirtzon Ish V'ish, right? Not to force anybody to eat or drink at the party, but to do the Ratzon of Ish V'ish, to do the will of each and every person. And that the Vilna Gaon says is how Hashem runs this world, how the Melech runs Olam Hazeh. We're not forced. And then the Gemara says, who's Ish and Ish? Who's a man and a man? Well, who's referred to as an Ish, as a man in Megillat Esther? Oh. In Megillat Esther, who's referred to as an Ish? Mordechai. Ish, Yehudi Haya B'Shushan Abira. There was a Jewish man in Shushan Abira, Shema Mordechai. Who else is referred to as an Ish? So when Achashverosh says to Esther at the second party, who's doing this to you? She says, Ish, Tsar V'Oyev, Haman Arvazeh. Who's the Ish? Haman. He's the one who's doing this. So the Gemara says that when it says they have to do the will of man and man, it means the will of Mordechai and Haman. So according to this simple level, that would mean that Mordechai and Haman were officers in Achashverosh's kingdom, and people, and they were in charge of this party. So they had to do whatever the stewards said. But the Vilna Gaon says on a deeper level, Hashem commands the angels, all the force in the world, not to force anybody to do anything, rather to do the will of man or man. Meaning, if the person wants to become a Mordechai, that's his option. He can become a Mordechai. Person wants to become a Haman, that's his option. He can become a Haman. So they were all told not to force, but to be at our service. And we utilize all of our kochot, all of our abilities, and all of the world. We utilize it as we choose, and we therefore are responsible. V'hitilucha, and we're allowed lishtamesh bikulam. We're allowed to utilize all of these abilities, forces, kochot we have. Hello, Esther. We are, Esther, if you're on Safaria, we are 3, 9, 20 or 21? 21. 3, 9,
Thank you.
21. Okay. And we're allowed to use these bekulam b'takanat guvcha uv'chol ma shehishlitcha la'asoto, and with all that God gave us the ability to utilize this world, al panim yuduim ubinyanim miyuchadim, right? And so we're allowed to use all this in order to keep ourselves going. Veheim kol mitzvot hasichliot v'hashamiyot v'mutarot. So we are granted permission to utilize all of this for the things that we need to do in this world, which are the mitzvot, hasichliot, those that we understand on our own we should be doing it, v'hashamiyot, and those things that we wouldn't know on our own to do, but we've heard to do them, those type of mitzvos, and also v'mutarot, and all that which we are allowed to do. V'amar lecha, and then Hashem warns us, lets us know, kol asher samtiv biyadcha, all of these things that I've given into your hands, v'hishliticha, and I've given you the shlita, the control, lishtamesh bo b'olam hazeh, to utilize them in this world, al yashiacha, don't think that, oh, if I can, therefore I must, or if I can, therefore I should. Kilo Yosef lecha ba'atzmecha me'uma velo yigareya. Velo tagia elacha mimenu hana velo tsar. Okay? Realize that don't think you have to do these things to reach your shleimus or for your pleasure. All these things, all these extra things are not going to add or take away from you. Velo tagia lechem mimena hana v'lo tsar, right? Yeah. So all these extra pleasures of this world, they're not going to be really adding or detracting from you. Achim dvarim mitchadshim al guvcha mibayit umichutz. They are all external to who and what you actually are. Ein davar mehem litzarchacha. It's not things that you need. Don't get all enmeshed, embroiled in it. Vehem mimcha kishilya min havlad ukaklipat habetza min ha'efrawach. Very beautifully, he compares this to the embryonic sac to the child, or the peel of the egg to the chick, which means both of these are there in order to protect and to guard until the point of birth, until the point of full maturation, right? That's what it serves to do. So too the body of a person and the whole world in regard to the neshama, it's not a part of our neshama, right? They're not necessary for the neshama to live, but they don't add on any perfection. They are means through which the neshama utilizes for this period of time, as long as the neshama is in the body, in order to allow it to do certain things, in order to then reach the next stage. So recognize that all of that which this world has to offer is meant to be a means of our own growth, a means of reaching birth. And this parallel that he's bringing, that this is like the embryonic sac, so that is very much, I've shared before, there's a beautiful YouTube, actually, it's on YouTube. It's called Conversations in the Womb, and it's based on a medrash and a beautiful Jewish song about these two brothers in the womb, and they're having a debate, these two twins, and one of them is saying, I'm sure that there is something after this, right? Life can't just be this dark womb. And his other brother says, stop fantasizing, get real. This is all that there is. What you see is what you get. This is all that there is. And then the mother goes into labor, and the first one leaves, and the pessimist says, why? I see now I'm here all alone. I knew, and now I've lost my brother, right? And the brother comes out into a whole world, right? And he says, right, what you hear are sounds of joy. Congratulations, it's a boy. I believe that there is a world to come, right? And it's a beautiful mashal, a beautiful parable. But it's about us here in the womb, in this world, having debates. Well, is there life after this? Right? And he so beautifully compares this world and our physical body to the embryonic sac, to the shell that the little chick is about to hatch from, and to recognize, to use this as a means. And this is not to say, that we're living our life for olam haba, for the world to come. We're living our life in order to have a meaningful experience here, utilizing this, and then the end result will be the hereafter, the world to come. But Rabbi Sachs often writes along these lines that we're not a religion that's looking for martyrs and looking for death. We're a religion that looks to bring God into life. Ubacharta b'chaim, choose life, bring God into life, and make this as meaningful, as godly, as holy, as special as we can. But to recognize that the world around us is a staging ground. It's there to offer us these opportunities, and it protects the soul for as long as we are going to be here. V'im tavini v'taskili kavanasi b'cha v'tovasi alecha. And if we will understand the intent of and the good that was done to us by bringing us here into this world, the tivchari ba'avodasi, and we will choose to connect ourselves to Hashem, utarchiki mehamrusi, and one will distance ourselves from acting in a way that rebels against Hashem, banagas, and thereby properly utilizing kol ma shehishliticha bo, all that I gave you control over there. Alcha el hagdola shebemalot b'chirai uskulotai. Then I will raise you up to the highest heights of those that I've chosen, those that I love. Ve'ekharvecha el rachami, and I'll bring you close to my midah, my attribute of racham, of compassion. Ve'albishcha ziv kavodi, and you will become enveloped in the glow of my honor. V'im tivchari b'hamrusi. But if a person will choose to go against the guidance, the instruction Hashem has given us, then en ashcha onesh gado v'encha inui aroch. Then there are the repercussions for that. and the difficulties that a person will need to endure. V'im tiskali ofanei hashimush bahem be'echad min advarim asher chiyavticha bahem ba'avodasi. And if you're not going to properly use these things that I've given to you in order to elevate yourself, connect to Hashem, mipnei tardutcha v'gufcha v'asakcha, because of your over-involvement in the physical, in the material, asher nisiticha bahem, right? And I've given them to you as a challenge, just like we know in a physical sense that without no pain, no gain. If a person does not go against any resistance in a physical sense, we don't get stronger physically. So too, in an emotional, in a religious, in a psychological sense, if we don't have the challenges in life, so then we don't get better. So all these things that Hashem gave us, Hashem nisiticha bahem, that I've given them to you as a challenge to you, if you'll use them properly or not. I've given you a wise and trusted advisor. That when you ask him his counsel, yoreotcha, he will guide you. V'im tit almi ya'irech. And when you start to slip away, he will remind you. Who is that advisor? V'hu haseichel. That is the seichel that we have. Yes, the mind, right? The mind with its spiritual leanings. Hityatsi imo b'chol dvarecha. Seek counsel, right? You know what's the big what's the Nike slogan? Just do it, right? And our slogan is the exact opposite. Don't just do it. Think, weigh it out. Think twice, right? Measure twice, cut once. Right? That's what the carpenters say and the tailors say, right? With all of our decisions, think twice, right? Don't just do it. Hityatsi, right? Rather, you need to get advice. B'chol dvarecha, in all of your ways. Ki hu yitzavecha lishtamesh, and he will guide you how to use b'chol omdim lefanecha, all that which comes before you, ba'ofanei avodati, to use it as a means towards serving Hashem, towards building this relationship with God and this closeness. V'tashuvna hamidot hamugunot meshubachot. And by doing that, one can take some of our negative leanings and use them in a positive manner, right? If I struggle with laziness, okay, well, use the laziness when there's something that you shouldn't be doing, right? That's to be lazy, right? You jump a little too much, well, use that when it's something good, right? You know, we could always, there's always the flip side of everything of when it's positively, when it be used in a positive manner and when in a negative manner. Kasher yaseh rofei chacham, like a skilled doctor does. Shemishtamesh b'samim shedarkam lahazik b'toalat hagufot kasamim hamamitim v'zulatam. Right? You know, so like we make medicine using venom, using right.
Is that magic?
I'm sorry.
Is that magic?
No.
Oh,
That magic is with a kuf samech mem. This is k like sam or medications hamemitim. So certain things, right? You know, if you'll have a lot of it, it can kill you. But a small dose is what you'll need in order to combat this or that, right? I think we utilize right lots of these.
right.
I think we utilize venoms and things like that
to get the antivenom.
to get the anti-venom. Yeah, so you have to know. So they take something that in and of itself might be harmful in a large dose, but in a small dose, it's something that becomes life-giving. So too, like those doctors, the Seichel will show us how to take things to use them properly. Yeah, kasamim hamemitim, like certain potions that can be that can be lethal, yet they'll know how to use that in a certain manner. The imtiyeh al ha da'at hazot, and a person will follow with this line of thinking, the tagbiri sichlecha, and you'll allow your seichel to be strong, the tashmi'i la'atzato, and you'll follow that advice. Yichtov sofer hamasim hatovim. Then that great scribe in the sky will write down all of your masim tovim, all of your good acts, kol tnuotecha, hamutarot, bichlal hamaasim hatovim. This is a very interesting concept. There's a passage that says, fortunate is the person who serves God every moment. Now, how can you possibly serve God every moment? I mean, you've got to eat, you've got to sleep, you need a little break, a little downtime, right? You need to use the restroom. I mean, no one is serving God every moment. But if my entire push is to lead an uplifted, spiritual, God-connected life, then even the things that I need to do, like eating and sleeping, they also become mitzvot. Because I'm eating, and that's giving me the energy, the ability to do what I need to do, to connect with it, right? I'm sleeping, so I'll be able to get up in the morning and do my prayers and have that meaningful day, right? We need to wash our hands in the morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And different reasons are given for doing this. One of the reasons that's given is like a Kohen. Like the Kohen, when the priest, when he would enter the Beit HaMikdash to do his divine service, he needed to wash his hands. So too, when we wake up in the morning, we're about to enter our Beit HaMikdash. Our Beit HaMikdash is whoever we're living with, family, spouses, right? All of our interactions, work, whatever it is, that is our temple. That is where we have our opportunities of serving Hashem. And therefore, everything can become a mitzvah. Everything that I'm doing, even the necessities that we'll call them the power of the things, even those can be considered a good act. If my focus is doing good, then everything is being done in order to enable me to do that good. And then Yichtov Sofer Hamasim Tovim, in that book of the good deeds, Kol Tnuotecha Hamotarot Bichlal Hamasim Tovim, right? Even those things that are mutar, that are permitted, meaning not a mitzvah nor an aveira, but that will be included in the book of your credits, and will add to that. V'tienu nosafot alein will be added onto your list of actual mitzvot. V'yu kol shemashecha ozrim lecha b'avodasi, and all of your servants, meaning all the body, everything that we have, will all be helping in that avoda, in that service. V'im tamri et atzato, but if you will go against the advice and the guidance of this seichel, v'tati ledat hayoetz hasheni, and you'll go to follow the thinking, the direction of that other advisor, right? The dark side, right? If you go to the Yetzer Hara instead of to the Yetzer Tov, Shehu Kenegdo B'chol in Yano, which goes against the Seichel in all of these aspects, V'tishamshi Bahem Kasher Yatzcha, and you're going to utilize all that Hashem has given under your control as He is advising, Tashuvna Midotecha, Hamushubachot Mugunot, then even the good is going to, even the good midot that we have will be used in a counterproductive fashion. Karofei hakasio, like a foolish doctor. Asher yamit b'samim hamoilim, who'll take good medication, prescribe it incorrectly, and a person can die because of that. V'bnei sichluto, because of his foolishness, ba'ofanei shimusham, in the manners that they're meant to be used. V'yichtov sofer haraot kol tenuotecha hamutarot bichlarotecha. And then the opposite will happen. The sofer who keeps accounting of all the not such good things that we do will include in his listing there all of the power of the things. Because everything that I'm doing in order to enable myself to go in that other direction. V'tiena nosafot alehen. And all of those actions will be added on to that. V'timtzei, and the result is ozrecha v'shamashecha u'misharetecha v'chol mi shetifkei bo maskimim al ritzonecha. Right? So it's all your ratzon. Right? The result is ozrayach, those are there to help you and serve you, and all these aspects in the physical that we have control of, in the material, and all the encounters that we have that we deal with. Maskimim al ritzoncha. Right? They're at your control. Umapikim hachefetz. Right? Cheftecha. And they're doing what you want. V'tosifi bahem simcha v'sason. Right? And therefore, it is our choice to bring through them simcha and sason, happiness. Right? So everything, and this is something that we discuss often. Right? We create the reality that is around us. Two people have the same exact situation. One person is focusing on the positive and use it in a positive way. The other person focuses on the negative and use it in a negative way, right? Is the world amazing? Is the world horrific? That's your call. Right? I haven't a chance to go through it. I just got, someone dropped off a bunch of books, and there's one book that I pulled that I want to take a look at, which is Viktor Frankl's autobiography. Right, so I'm enamored by his book Man's Search for Meaning, which he wrote after experiences in Auschwitz. He was a non-observant, brilliant Jewish psychologist, and for me the most powerful idea of the book is, he says, the one freedom that can never be taken away from a person is the freedom to choose how to react in any given situation. Right? No matter what happens, I choose how I'm going to react to that. And here, that's what this little paragraph is saying. I've given you the absolute control over your body, right? And in all that comes your way, it's your decision. Habreira biyadcha. It's the choices in your hand. That is your choice, right? V'tosifim hem simcha v'sason. You have the choice to use them in a way that will bring about joy and happiness, as opposed to the opposite.
And it changes your whole environment around you, the people that you're
Oh yeah.
interacting with 100%. Like,
Oh yeah.
Like, why aren't they getting mad? You know? Like,
Yeah.
it really does. It's kind of interesting to watch.
Yeah, and right, and it's, in a good way, it's infectious.
Yeah.
You know, I often like to, when I'm checking out at a grocery store and the clerk there is looking kind of harried, right? You just kind of pause and smile and say, you know, thank you so much. You know, I appreciate your help. You know, hope you're having a good day. Often looking at your face, hope you're finishing up soon and get to go home. Right? And you just see how if you act in a kind, positive manner, you just see the the tension relax, and how and children are the best of this, right? There's such a reflection, right? You smile at a baby, what do they do? Right? You give an angry look, "Whoa," right? So we don't react quite as clearly as the babies do, but we do. But we feel that. So there's someone happy around us, we feel good. There's someone angry or bitter around us, it affects us also, right? The babies, they just let it flow exactly how they're feeling. We have all of our facades, all of our shields that we put up, all the masks that we wear. But it affects us the same way. So yeah. V'chol zeh tzedek miboracha. And all of this, just one second. Yeah. So that we said that the regular, mundane, parava, non-mitzvah, non-averot acts will be added either to your mitzvot or to otherwise. All of this is tzedek miboracha. All of this is actually it's just. It is absolute justice that comes to us from our Creator. Al b'charcha hamrato ma'avodato, right? Because of your choosing either to go against the closest relationship of the God and serving Hashem, o avodato. Al b'charcha hamroto me'avodato, o avodato mehamruto b'matzponcha uvekavanatcha b'sitrecha. Because what is, right, whatever we choose to act, that's based on what's going on inside of us, in our matzpon. And they call it the conscience. How do they define that? Right? In one's innermost thoughts.
Inward disposition.
Inward disposition and your kavanot, right? And your intention, your true wants, right? So that has brought you to choose to go against or to serve him, right? As opposed to going against him. Ki hanigla vanistar mimcha shavin etzlo, right? Because what you're thinking, what's going on inside of you, and what you show on the outside to God, it's all the same. So he sees who we really are, and therefore that is how he will view us. Even though it might be hidden from us, right? None of us know what's really going on inside someone else, but God does. And realize, Hadayin, a judge down here in this world, Hudan, what does he judge based upon? Kafi mashinit kayem etzlo. He judges based upon that which is clear to him. How does he gather the information? How does he gather this knowledge upon which he's going to judge? In be'edim, it could be through testimony of witnesses, o b'chushav, or if he himself has seen something, he uses his own senses. And if he would know exactly what's going on in someone's head, hudan alav, then that would be very helpful. When the person giving testimony, if the judge would be able to see into his head and say, and know this person knows that he is lying, so then that would be great. And of course, he would be expected to judge based upon the knowledge that he has, that he knows. If he could know that, then he would hayadan alav. Then certainly he would judge based on that. Va'abori barach, and the Creator, blessed is He, she'yidiato b'kol shaveh, that His knowledge is equally clear when it comes to what we say, what we do on one hand, and what we think on the other. Minadinhu. Therefore, it is proper, it is just, sheyishpot k'fi yediato, that His judgment, His assessment of us will be according to His knowledge. And His knowledge is all-encompassing. Not just what we say, not just what we do, but what's really going on, inside of us. Kamo she'amar HaKatuv, like the pasuk says, hanistarot la Hashem Elokeinu. Right? The pasuk says that which is hidden is for Hashem, vaniglot lanu vanenu. But that which is revealed, that's for us, right? And so that pasuk was said that this was said at the point that we were accepting upon ourselves responsibility for one another. Okay, but responsibility. But how can I know what's going on in someone else's life that I'm going to be responsible? How do I know what's really going on, what the person's really doing? And the pasuk says that which is hidden, that's for Hashem. But that which is niglot, that which is revealed to you, that's where you've got to take responsibility and get involved. But he's dealing with the first part of that, which is hanistarot l'Hashem Elokeinu. All that which is hidden, there is nothing that is hidden before Hashem. That's one of Rambam's 13 principles of faith. We have it in our Sidur at the end of Shacharit, that Hashem knows exactly that which was going on inside of us, right? And we might be able to fool others, we might be able to fool ourselves sometimes, but we don't fool God. That doesn't work. Let's do another little piece. And when the Creator wants to push us towards teshuvah, to bring us up and to give us a little bit of a push, then Son of Hashem will command one of these servants to stop working, to stop serving. And one limb, one part of the body might get sick, or two, or many. Right? And a person will then get sick. The body will get sick. V'yidva ad eit yadua, and he'll be in this state for a period of time. V'im takitzi, and the person will wake up from this. The tashuvi elav, and return to Hashem. Yitzaveu lashuv lavodascha, that Hashem will command that limb to back to service. V'yirapei gufcha, and the body can heal. V'yashuv, and it will return le'inyano harishon, to the way it was prior to that. As the pasuk says in Tehillim, evilim miderech pisha'am ume'avonoteim yit'anu, those acting foolishly in their way, in their wanton way, and because of these sins, yit'anu, they will become weakened, depleted. Kol ochel titayev nafsham, and they'll despise any type of food. They're not interested. V'yagiu ad share mavet, they could reach the point of literally being by the gates of death. V'yizaku al Hashem, and they'll cry out to Hashem b'tsar lahem, when they're in this state of need, of want. Mimutzukotehem yoshiem, and from that desperate situation, Hashem will release them, will save them. Yishlach devaro, He will send forth His word. V'yirpeim, and He'll heal them. V'yimaleit mishchitotam, and a person will thus be saved from the state that a person was in. So we're meant to look at events. None of us are Nevi'im, but we're meant to look at events that take place around us, to us, around us, to try to draw lessons from that, and to try to use whatever we can to help guide us towards a more spiritual, uplifted, God-connected, generous, giving life. Okay, my friends, good. We'll call it over here. Next week is, Erev Shvuot, but that's not a problem. Tuesday night is Shvuot, so Monday night, no reason we shouldn't learn.
Sounds
Good. We're on again next week. Okay. And let me just
Thank
see
you,
what.
Rabbi. Thank
You're
you.
very welcome. What page are you on? Oh, Melvin, where are you in
3-3.
Safaria?
Oops.
On
32.
31.
3931?
Yes.
31, good.
And we're here now. You finished
Okay,
this for,
338
yeah.
and 31. Good. Let me write that. You have to bring a pen. You have a pen on you?
No.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're very welcome. Good night. See you a little later.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Absolutely, Esther. See you.
I got something
You got it.
there.
Good.
I didn't think I did.
Thanks.
If it works, hopefully it does.
I was getting confused which one.
This was good. Tonight was good.
39, 31. What page did you say?
3:38.
Page
We're not
3.
being recorded anymore, are we? Before I talk.